Hi, in this video we'll be looking at adding and subtracting fractions. So we're going to start off with fractions that have common denominators, the same denominators. So let's take this as an example. We want to add 1 over 8 plus 3 over 8. It's quite simple. It's just like adding numbers. All you need to do is to add the numerators because you have the same denominator. It's straightforward. So when you have the same denominators and you want to add or subtract, just work with the numerators. So our answer here will be 4 over 8. That's 1 plus 3, 4. 4 over 8. And then you can simplify this. You can divide both the top and the bottom, the numerator and the denominator, by 2 and have your answer in its simplest form, 1 over 4. Oh, sorry, that's you're dividing by 2. We can actually divide by 4. Let's just go ahead. So this will be 2. This would be 2 over 4. If you divide by 2 again, divide by 2 again, you'll have 1 over 2. Well, this was a longer way to get to the simplest form. You could just have divided by 4. Okay, straightforward. All right, so this is addition. As you can see, it's straightforward. Let's go to subtraction. 7 over 10 minus 3 over 10. Now with subtraction, the same thing. You subtract the lesser number from the bigger number, the second numerator from the first numerator, okay, and your denominator remains the same. So what's 7 minus 3? That's 4 over 10. Your denominator remains the same. You do not subtract the denominators, please. You don't do that, okay? So that's 4 over 10. To write this in the simplest form, can it be divided by any number? Yes, it can be divided by 2. So 4 divided by 2 would give us 2. 10 divided by 2 would give us 5. And that's just it, straightforward. All right, so let's check out examples of fractions that have different denominators. So let's add 1 over 4 plus 2 over 5. Now this is where our knowledge of the least common denominator would come to play. Okay, you have different denominators here, so you can't just add the numerators straight away. No, the denominators have to be the same before you can add the numerators straight away. And how can you have the denominators the same? One of the methods will be changing the fractions to their least common denominator. Changing the denominators of your fractions to the least common denominators, okay? We're writing the fractions in that way. So we can find out our multiples. What are the multiples of 4? Your denominators. Your multiples of 4 and 5. This will be 4, 6. If you don't know how to find the least common denominator, I'll suggest you go back to watch the video on the least common denominator, okay? So we'll move on here. 4, 6, the multiples of 4, you multiply 4 by whole numbers to get to your multiples. So this will be 4 times 1, 4. 4 times 2, 8. 4 times 3, 12. 4 times 4, 16. 4 times 5, 20. 4 times 6, 24. 4 times 7, 28. So I guess we can stop here. Now the multiples of 5 will be 5 times 1, 5. 5 times 2, 10. 5 times 3, 15. 5 times 4, 20. 5 times 5, 25. 5 times 6, 30. 5 times 7, 35. Okay, we have only one common multiple, and that's the least because the multiples are written in ascending order. So this will be the least common multiple, 20. So we need to change this to 20. The denominator is here to 20 by multiplying with the appropriate number. So 1 over 4 times what will give us 20 times 5. Whatever you do down, you do up. This will give you 5 over 20. Okay, and then for let's do it right here. For 2 over 5, 2 over 5, multiply this by 4, multiply by 4. This will give you 8 over 20. So 1 over 4 plus 2 over 5 can be rewritten as 5 over 20 plus 8 over 20. And now you can just add straight away. Now this would give you 13 over 20, and that's the list. That's the simplest form. So that's how to get your answer. Okay? All right, let's try subtraction, sorry. Let's try subtraction. Let me see if we can work that out here. Okay, pardon the wobbly line. All right, let's try out 3 over 4 minus 1 over 6. 3 over 4 minus 1 over 6. Okay, so we find the multiples of 4 and 6. That would lead us to the least common denominator. So for 4, we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. I guess we can stop there. For 6, we have 6, 12, 18, 24. All right, so what's the least common? Is there any common number? Right, it's 12 and it's the least. Okay, so we'll change each of the fractions to that to have the denominator 12. So that'll be 3 over 4. Multiply this by 3 to get 12. You do the same thing to the top, 3. Now your 3 over 4 becomes 9 over 12. And then you also transform 1 over 6. You rewrite that to have the least common denominator, 12. So that'll be 6 times 2. And whatever number you multiply the denominator with, you multiply the numerator with. And that will give you 2 over 12. Okay, now you can subtract 3 over 4 minus 1 over 6 will give you 9 over 12 minus 2 over 12. Now you can subtract the numerators, and that will give you 7 over 12, which is in its simplest form. So that's how you add and subtract fractions with different denominators. You first of all find the multiples of your denominators, and you compare the multiples of your two denominators. In the comparison, you figure out the least common multiple, and that will be your least common denominator which you're to use. You can actually use any common multiple of the two denominators. It's just that the list will be less work. If you use, like if we continue with this right here, we can have 24 here too. 4 times 6 is 24. We can actually use 24, but that will be much. We'll have to simplify our final answer. So that's why we go with the least common multiple and make our work easier. And this is the end of adding and subtracting fractions video. For more questions, for more videos, and for more valuable resources, which are all free, you can visit www.inowunderstand.com. And as always, I want you to know that you're loved, you're smart. The world needs you. Until we meet in the next video, keep on being the best version of yourself. Bye for now.